You look weird like that. You look like a toe.
I would say a thumb. Hi guys!
Hi guys!
Hi guys!
It's Adria and Brandon. And today we're gonna be giving you guys some long distance relationship advice and also reacting to our meeting video because it's been 3 years since Brandon and I met face to face. If you're kind of relatively new here and maybe you don't know our full story, Brandon and I met on...
Touch my fingers.
We met on Instagram.
Dumb.
Over 3 years ago. I feel really old actually. So we dated online for a while and then we met on my birthday 3 years ago. We'll react to the video first and then we'll give you guys just some general tips about long distance dating and how it works. Let's do it. When
I'm not gonna interrupt you.
Yeah, you are.
I'm just waiting.
When was the last time you watched this?
Probably the last time you watched it.
So months ago. Can you go turn off the toilet real quick?
Go turn off the toilet.
It's been a while since I've watched this.
Ew.
Oh my gosh, you're like picking your nails, Brandon.
What?
Are you nervous because of this?
No, I'm just picking my nails. I was about to puke there.
There she is.
I was so
We
scared.
look like babies.
I know. Cute.
Oh, do you still remember this moment? You do?
My legs were trembling.
Here comes our first kiss. I love that we have this on camera. This is so priceless to me.
Should have got a haircut before.
Who, me?
Me.
Oh, me too, though. That guy knew what was up.
Then we have a creepy guy right after him. Oh, no, it's that
I didn't even know what to say. Look how young you look. You look like a baby.
guy. You look like a baby.
I kind of look the same. Kind
I
of an
just look
ageless
old.
Time Lord. You have more facial hair now. You're a little thicker now. You got kind of thick.
Dang!
Daddy kind of thick.
That was since Christmas, though. I blew up. I gained like 10 pounds.
That was like me that one year at Thanksgiving. I gained like 10 pounds from Thanksgiving.
I know, I did too. Bull crap.
So something that people ask me a lot anyway is, do long distance relationships work? And my answer for that is yes and no.
Do any relationships work? Bum, bum, bum.
Exactly. And people think that a long distance relationship is a separate kind of relationship, but it's just kind of a unique quality to a relationship rather than a whole separate thing. Our relationship didn't really feel that different to me than any other relationship.
Yeah.
Like building a friendship relationship felt the same. And also I think like it depends on the people. I think Brandon and I, it worked good for us because we're both like super introverted and we're not like always out and about,
We
you
all
know?
have one of us isn't trying to always be out.
There would be a lot of trust issues there, I feel like, if the other person was like constantly going out and like meeting a bunch of new people. I mean, not to say if you're in a long distance relationship you can't go out, you can't do anything, but I think it's different because Brandon and I were both like homebody people.
It was easier for us.
It was like we never questioned where the other person was or what they were doing. And especially at first, I think it's important to build that initial trust.
We're both losers. So.
I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? I wrote down some tips for long distance relationships.
Tips and tricks.
Tips and tricks. And the first one is to talk daily. That's important.
Never missed a day.
We have this like little tradition, I guess tradition, where he calls me on his way home from work and we just kind of chat while he drives. Do you want to tell the story about the time I thought you were in a car accident?
Oh man, I dropped my phone. Either I keep it in like I have a little shirt pocket,
Yeah.
or I keep it tucked into my seatbelt. That time I had it tucked into my seatbelt and it fell out and then it went under my seat and I'm like yelling, I'm like, honey, you're so far away, honey. I dropped my phone, and then she just hysterically crying because she thought I got in an accident.
All I heard was all this like banging and rustling and you're like, honey, I heard you screaming. I was like, oh my gosh.
You good, fam?
I don't know, fam.
So she was crying and I'm like laughing at her because I was like, I just dropped my phone. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I just dropped my phone. Not a big deal.
It was so
She was like,
scary.
oh, honey, don't ever do that to me again. I was like, I didn't do anything. But that was that. I mean, that was pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, but I would just say to just talk daily. Call them on the phone at least to just kind of like check in. Share your...
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I had to loosen it. Squeezing my brain, guys.
Okay, so another thing
Okay.
Another thing I wrote down along with talking daily is to share your day with the other person, like what you did and how it went and everything. Are you smudged? Like, why do you look blurry to me?
I'm a ghost.
Oh, that would be scary. Conspiracy theory. Brandon's actually dead.
You're just crazy.
We got into like a habit of Skyping each other at night when we went to bed, and sometimes even falling asleep on Skype, so...
And waking up on it.
It would always disconnect, though.
Not always. Also share your food.
Definitely do Skype and FaceTime. I know even now, like when I FaceTime my family, who I'm not with, it makes you feel like you're actually there.
Yeah, it's so much better.
So we live in a day and age where you can literally feel face to face with someone
on the phone, which is...
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine that, like, back in the day. Write letters. They read the letter while they're, like, banging somebody else.
My next tip was to send each other handwritten letters and, like, little gifts and things, because I know when we did that...
It's like, oh, I sent her my underwear. And...
Brandon sent me, like, a shirt of his, and that's really when, like, I smelled you for the first time. That sounds really creepy, though, now that I'm, like, saying it out loud.
And then I sent her my underwear, then she smelled that, and she was like...
I was like, why didn't you send me your underwear?
I just thought you would like them. I never even wore those.
But yeah, we would kind of just send each other like little things here and there, back and forth, just kind of funny things. I remember one time I sent Brandon a maxi pad, and
she like wanted me to pee on it.
Definitely write them a letter. It's more sincere than a long text message or something, because I don't know, I still like writing letters, even though
little notes that we leave around the house.
Yeah, we still write each other notes and leave them around.
Romantic.
We're kind of romantic.
We're kind of cool.
Here are some red flags, and sadly, I found these out from experience. Probably the biggest one is if they ask for money. Never did Brandon ask me for money or like super personal information. I didn't even give him my phone number right away. We talked on Kik for a while. When you meet someone, don't just be like, oh, here's my address, here's my phone number, here's everything. I had an experience where this guy I met online said that his webcam was broken. That's just kind of a red flag, because nowadays you're in the minority if you don't have access to like a camera or a webcam or something. So it's kind of a red flag if they're like, oh, my webcam's broken. I mean, it could be true.
Or they're a liar.
Or they're a liar. Asking for nudity is a huge red flag off the bat, because there are people that will go online to catfish people literally just to get nudes.
It's a boner flag.
Not once did Brandon ever be like, hey girl, send me some boobs. And you know, it was never like that. Another red flag, if they constantly ask like where you are, who you're with. And that's just kind of like overall in any relationship. Even when I go away, like with my family, Brandon is like, where are you? Like, who are you with? Calm your roll, bro.
When I was working with a guy one time, his wife was calling him when we were in Texas. And she's like, who is that in the car with you? Blah, blah, blah.
And it was you?
Yeah.
Is that the one who had a broken nose?
No.
Oh, I was like, oh geez. What do you think it takes to make a long distance relationship work?
Trust
I had that on my list.
is key. Humor. That's it. Make each other laugh and trust each other.
I mean, I feel like as long as you can trust somebody, everything else will kind of work out. I wrote patience, commitment, strength, willingness, trust, and this is kind of corny, but love. Dumb. A question I get asked a lot is, what if your family doesn't approve and or doesn't believe the person is real?
No, my family thought she was a catfish.
Same with me. I remember them thinking Brandon was fake because of his name, because his name is Brandon Smith. That's just a very like generic
like,
kind of
who would
name.
pretend to be me? Like,
you could have used like Channing Tatum's picture or something. Before we actually saw each other face to face, I was like, I'm not gonna get my hopes up in case he's fake.
Do you remember our first phone call?
He did not even want to talk to me. I had to call him.
I can't even talk about that.
If your family is skeptical or like they think it won't work out or they, you know, whatever, because
say, chill out, bro.
Just prove it to them, because I knew that what we had was real, because I felt it, and like I was just like, you know, they don't believe it now, but that's fine. That happens a lot in life. Your family or your friends, they won't.
They'll all see.
It's hard because they're not the ones in it. So I know that after I met Brandon, it kind of became more real for them. And even after they met him and I met your family, they were all like, oh, they're not just a picture on Instagram. They're a real person. Once you meet them, it becomes more real. If you really love them, if you really care about them, it'll all work out when it's supposed to. I mean, Brandon and I were like, we didn't know
We didn't know what we were doing. We were just talking.
No, I mean, I didn't know how we would ever like move together. I could never see us like living together. I was like, how the heck? And it all just kind of fell into place like it was supposed to. In less than a year, we had like worked everything out really. I really felt like my family warmed up once I was like FaceTiming and Skyping with Brandon, and like I was getting letters from him, and I took it seriously, so then they took it more seriously. And I mean, my family loves Brandon now. You know, it's all just a matter of time. It did kind of hurt my feelings at first when they didn't think Brandon was real. It harshed on my mellow a little bit, but you just wait it out. You're patient, and then everyone will feel salty once you guys meet, and it's great. Okay, so then the last thing I have written down for today is that I really feel like us being long distance really helped us to get to know each other more before we even met face to face.
Because you could say stuff like about yourself that you would be too shy to say normally.
Like on a first date.
And if they don't like it, you just block them.
That's Brandon's advice.
Throw it all out there, and if they don't like it, block them.
That's all you've got to say, right? Our first time seeing each other in person, we already knew each other well.
Yeah, it was weird for like 10 minutes though.
We like clicked right off the bat. It wasn't weird where like we weren't talking to each other. It just felt weird seeing him in person. I felt the feeling like when you see like a famous person, because you're so used to just seeing them on a screen.
And I remember when when your mom called me the day before you came down, I was peeing. And she's calling me while I'm peeing, and I'm like, I get my phone out of my pocket and answer it, and I was like, I am freaking peeing right now.
Did you tell her that you were peeing?
No, I didn't tell her I was peeing.
Something that I get asked a lot was, why did I choose to move here rather than Brandon up there? I think like if you're thinking about one person moving somewhere, it's really whoever doesn't really have much to lose at that point, because kind of had some drama going on at my home life. You know, we were selling our house. I wasn't sure where I was gonna live. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a job. I was out of school. So I really didn't have anything going on, whereas Brandon was more established here in Florida. So it only made sense at the time for me to move here. I feel like it all worked out the way it was supposed to. You know, and even though I'm homesick now and like it's hard now, I feel like it's been beneficial in the end. And we've lived together now for
for a while.
Like over 2 years. I wouldn't even know how to give advice with like moving in and stuff. It really just happens, and I wouldn't say to rush it, because I mean, I feel like for us it really wasn't even planned. It just kind of happened.
It all kind of fell in place.
Where I found myself worrying about it a lot, you know, you don't really have to worry about it. No matter how far away you are, like we were 1,002 miles.
1,002.
Yeah, from Pennsylvania to Florida, so it's pretty far, but I know there's people that do it farther, but it can be done. We followed this one long distance relationship, and he lived in Japan and she lives in America, right?
Yeah.
They were 6,000 miles apart, and now they're married, and like
living together.
Yeah, whatever is meant to happen will happen. And now Brandon and I are engaged. He's my best friend. I love him. I'm happy you slid into my DMs. What did it say? Just hi? It's just like hi.
I was
The rest is
like
history.
some pictures first.
You Instagram stalked me a little bit. I remember Allie saying you were cute. She was like, when he's not making a weird face, he's actually really cute. Brandon will never be in a police lineup because all of his selfies are like, any closing thoughts?
Olive Garden has unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks.
Well, that's nothing new. Boy, that is yesterday's news. Everybody knows that. We're going to Olive Garden for my B-Day. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope some of these tips helped. If you have any further questions, you can leave them down in the comments below and I will try my best to answer them. And also you can follow our vlog channel. We'll vlog more lately. So you can follow our vlog channel if you don't. All of our links are down below. We will see you guys again next time. Until then, panda hugs. Love you guys. Bye.
Shout out Trisha Paytas.
Oh yeah, and thank you to Trisha Paytas for subscribing to me. I literally cried. I cried, okay?
She was crying on the floor, Trisha, if you see this. Eating,
crazy.
I think.
No, I wasn't eating. Boy.
Trisha kind of thick.
Brandon likes thick girls, so I better watch out.
That's why I keep feeding you.
You know?
Alright. Yeah,
okay, bye guys. But another tip I did write is to write. Oh my gosh, Brandon. But another thing I did write is to. Oh my gosh, Brandon, I'm actually gonna kill you. Long distance advice: kill the person when you meet them, because you know.